Okay, so this is an overview of today's session. So firstly, for those of you who I haven't met yet, I thought I'd explain a little bit about who I am and what my role is. I'll cover a brief update of the national campaign, so not too dissimilar to Fran's presentation. Look at the Norfolk Care Careers site and also what's next for the sector in Norfolk. We'll also discuss some attraction methods and what support you feel you may need, if any, with recruitment and retention. Okay, so for those of you who I've not had the pleasure of meeting, I'm Hammond and my role is the Recruitment and Retention Co-ordinator for Adult Social Services. I've been engaged by Norfolk County Council on a one-year contract to work on a project. My role is twofold, so I'm the link with the national recruitment campaign run by the Department of Health and Social Care that Fran's already discussed. And I'm also responsible for the rollout of a localised campaign for Norfolk as a county to attract and retain employees into the sector. Okay, so these are some of the stats from the national campaign, so it links in quite nicely with Fran. These are very high level, so they aren't specific to Norfolk, they're across the board. So the campaign itself had 8,331 users who were referred through from the everydaysdifferent.com website. There were 20,580 searches containing care or carer on the DWP Find a Job site, and 41,922 page views of the job title containing social care, with people being referred through, and 22,210 clicks on the apply button on job title containing care or carer on DWP Find a Job site. So obviously at a local level, to reduce the duplication and enable better reporting, we did say to all of the providers in Norfolk, rather than posting your jobs onto DWP, to use the Norfolk Care Careers website instead, but not to worry because we had provided some generic jobs onto DWP to enable the link through so that you wouldn't miss out on that traffic. Okay, so does anybody recognise this website? Now, hands up, anybody recognise it? Just one? Oh, two. Okay. Slightly less than I'd hoped. But okay, this is Norfolk Care Careers website. So this is our local platform for recruitment. It's simple and free to use, and you can upload as many of your jobs as you like. If you haven't done so already, please set yourself up and start uploading your jobs. If you need any help, just let me know. So far we have 55 live jobs on the site, and our plan is to direct all of the traffic from the local campaign to this site. So the more you utilise it, the more exposure your vacancies will get and the greater chance of them being filled. There are also links on this site to our social media channels, which we would welcome your support with promoting. So we'll be working on some adaptations to the website over the coming months to give it a little bit of a fresh look and improve the functionality for candidates as well. So please do let us know if you have any feedback. Okay, so what did we achieve by having the local campaign? So the national campaign, sorry. So some of you may have attended the launch event that we were lucky enough to host in Norwich on the 20th of February. So we were actually one of only 4 locations to host an event, and despite the rather short notice, we had a fantastic turnout with 69 attendees. Now, as a result of the event, we had the following exposure which was achieved to raise awareness of the sector for Norfolk. So this included a lot of film footage and interviews with our local providers. So as you can see, we had BBC Look East, BBC Radio Norfolk, an article in the EDP, That's TV Norfolk, Radio Norwich, Norfolk in the News, and Friday Takeaway. And we also had over 2,000 impressions on Twitter, and the video footage on Look East was retweeted by 3,000 impressions. So obviously, as Fran's already said, the campaign is still running, and it is set to do so till the end of March. Some of you may have heard the radio ads or seen the bus stop advertising locally. Now, the bus stop advertising will be extended till the 7th of April. The Department of Health and Social Care, as Fran has said, have bid for further funding to extend it, but at this stage it's unknown whether they will gain that funding or not. Okay, so what's the next step? So obviously the national recruitment campaign was a great platform to build a more detailed, localised campaign for the county. The aim over the coming year is going to be to roll out a local campaign and continue that momentum. So it will be very much about raising the awareness of the sector as a career to attract new applications. It will be again challenging the perceptions of the sector that are negative, and demonstrating that career opportunities are available. So we're actually working very closely with Norfolk and Suffolk Care Support and looking at new opportunities for candidate attraction. One of the exciting aspects that we're currently looking at is linking in with health and exploring ex-armed forces personnel to see whether that would be an option as an additional candidate pool, particularly for Norfolk. But obviously we will keep you updated on that because it's very much in its infancy at the moment. Okay, so any of you currently using social media for business or recruitment? Hands up. Okay, so, okay, what platforms are you using? Does anybody be prepared to give me an example?
I use Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, are you using the Facebook jobs function or just Facebook in general? Okay. Is anybody using the Facebook jobs function? Just one. Okay. And what's your feedback been on using those platforms? What's your feedback been on using those platforms?
I think we get quite a few hits.
Yeah.
The jobs that we post on Facebook, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And I think ours links through to our website, so they can just click the post and it goes straight through to the application.
Okay. Okay, so social media is an extremely powerful tool in getting messages out into the community. So whether that's through raising awareness or helping to change perceptions, the reach is far wider than through traditional forms of advertising. So there are numerous platforms. I'm not going to cover them all, I'll just cover a couple that are used traditionally in recruitment. So just a show of hands, how many of you have a personal Facebook account? How many of you have a personal Instagram account? Okay, how many of you have a company Facebook account? Company Instagram account? No. Okay. And what sort of person is normally responsible for social media within your organisation? Is anybody? Is it mainly managers? Is it?
The trainer in our place. It's the trainer and really the provider and his wife.
Okay. So can anyone guess what the size of the audience that currently on Facebook is age 20 to 65 in Norfolk and in the bordering localities? Any guesses?
30 million.
Sorry?
30 million.
In Norfolk? Okay. Okay, it's actually 460,000 people on Facebook who are either male or female, aged 20 to 65 in Norfolk and the bordering localities. This little infograph here talks to you about, tells you what the following on Instagram's like. So it gives you an indication that yes, it's a younger platform, and therefore the people engaging with it are slightly of a younger age. So you've got 59% are between 18 and 29 years old, 33% are between 30 and 49, 18% between 50 and 64, and there's actually 8% who are 65 and over on Instagram. Okay, so does anyone know how you can naturally increase the exposure of your social media advertising? Okay, so as with any social media campaign, the maximum benefits are achieved when you get engagement from within the sector. So it's through liking, sharing, commenting on the page and the posts. So videos and interviews have a lot more exposure to them than just plain adverts. And it really helps to push adverts out into the community further if you enable that to gain greater sustainability for any campaign. So I guess what I'm looking for is your support to get behind the local campaign from both a personal level and also from the company level, because the greater exposure, the more interest that we can attract to the vacancies. So I'll be looking for volunteers for case studies, as Fran's already said, to use at a local level for both advertorials, to do some videos on social media, because they're the most powerful selling points and act as strong advocates to sell the sector locally.